I think it's time that I addressed the food situation. Golden carrots really are a great food, but they're just hard work to get. They either take up a lot of gold, or they take up trading, which both things I shouldn't really have to do. I think instead it makes 10 times more sense to make a hoglin farm and get my pork chops that way. And to build this, I'm going to need plenty of warped fungi. I realise I'm spending way too much time looking for these, and it's just being hard work. So we're going to go to plan B, which is to grab a bunch of bone meal, and then to head to my flour farm, change these middle blocks to be warped nylium, and then if I go like this, look at this. It's getting me all of the things that I need. It's a brilliant invention. It's very versatile. Look at this. Before I was just a peasant going around collecting them, but now I've just got so much. It's beautiful. I don't really have a need for all the warped roots, and there is a lot of them, but 3.5 stacks of warped fungus is definitely enough. I'll also need plenty of hoppers. I'm also going to need a load of trapdoors, so I'm going to grab a shulker box and then head to spawn and then use my lovely tree farm to get lots of wood. And I think with that, I have probably got enough. Shulker box is nicely full of everything I need. I'm also going to need more coal for torches. As you can see, I've got coal galore right here. All of these will definitely be enough. I've now got every item I need for this. Time to start building. Right here, I'm building a fancy little auto sorter, which will have torches powering these hoppers, with repeaters going into the torches and comparators up here. And next, I'm going to need a long line of hoppers connected all the way here. And these are all going to have trapdoors on top of them, with 3 high walls around those, then lava on top of those, and more trapdoors on top of that. And I've just realised there's no way I'll have enough of these red nether bricks for the whole build. So in a tactical move, I'm going to grab a load of stone. This is what the platform's going to look like. Then I'm going to go up 2 more blocks, well 3 I guess, and I'm going to build the next layer. There we go. Then we need trapdoors along these sides as well. Then I'm just going to build another layer, and after I've done this layer, I think I'll have enough. On top of these walls, I'll put trapdoors as well, because we don't want anything spawning up here, and I'll get all these placed as well. And look at that, already we've got hoglins spawning. As you can see, there was piglins as well, so to stop that, we're going to use torches and light up each platform. And now that that's done, it's time to add the warped fungi so that the hoglins will run off into the lava. And on top of each warped fungi, there's going to be a fence so that the hoglins won't get stuck on this block and get confused. And with that, the farm is complete. I just need leather in this hopper and pork chop. Look at that. It's already kind of done it itself from hoglins just falling in there, but that is completely set up with that. I need to build a really high platform now. I actually need to build to about this height where the bartering farm is, which is a bit of a, well, I don't really need it anymore. It's only going to be ruining my spawn rates. So I'll mine away this massive platform. Finally, the platform is completely destroyed. I'm going to get rid of this pillar. And as you can see, hoglins are spawning down here. I don't really want to fly in there myself. I'll make my way out. With my armor though, like the lava just does no damage. It's like, yeah, lava, who cares? And as you can see, we've got a bit of leather and we've got a little bit of pork chops as well. So I'm going to fly onto this AFK spot, and down below, lots of hoglins are spawning and going into the lava. It's only been a few minutes, but we'll go and see how much we've got. Well, not very much. I realised before I was looking in the wrong chest anyway. It's this one. We're getting so much so fast. And this shulker farm was pretty good when it was first built, but it's time I built a much faster one using portals. And I reckon right here is the perfect place to build it. That's the area cleared out. Now to grab all of the materials and begin building this. 19 by 19 is going to be the size of the portals, and there's going to be a glass wall 1 block away from it. Now that that's complete, and I'm going to build another portal right here, followed by another wall and another portal. And I have now completed building 5 portals. Right here is where the shulker that is going to be duplicating itself is going to go, and these stairs are good because the shulkers can only attach to one side. And in here is going to be where my snow golems go, but I've got a problem. I don't have a single pumpkin. Although that's kind of a lie. I have loads and loads of pumpkins. They just need to be harvested. Also, it would appear that the golems have made an absolute mess of this. Yeah, I just need to rebuild the iron farm higher up. Got loads of pumpkins from that. Over, yeah, 49 of them. And there's some in here as well. Let's grab those. Now to carve 24 of them, which for some reason is a very satisfying process. The seeds can be sent for composting, and all of these can be mined up. Now to begin spawning in all the golems. That's 24 of them in there. Any more and they'd start dying. And this trapdoor will keep them safe. And now we can continue building the chamber for the shulker. She's going to have a banner right here. I'm going to waterlog the trapdoor and add 2 more obsidian right there. Next, I'll light a portal and build a corresponding portal above the bedrock. Back in the day, this was all very useful for transporting shulkers, but I think I can break it all now. Right here is where I'm going to build a bit of a collection system. Pistons along here are going to be pushing the shulkers, and these observers will detect if there is a shulker actually there. Same thing's going to be on this side, and every piston will have redstone behind it, so you can see if something updates. Okay, well, don't do that, SP. Maybe just with a normal block. As you can see, the pistons extend. Going to use slabs to stop the shulkers teleporting onto the observers. Trapdoors to hold them in place. And I've just realised these pistons and observers are in the wrong place. Couldn't even build it symmetrical with the other side, could I? Now everything is built correctly. And now it's working much better. Everything is spawn-proofed. String along here will allow the observers to detect the shulkers. And wither roses will damage them. I'm going to do the same on this side. And all I need to do now is build a system for a backup shulker, which will be just in case my main shulker dies and I need to replace it. it. Just realised I've actually built this on the wrong side and it needs to be redone. After moving to this side, I realised it doesn't actually matter which side you put it on, but yeah, so that should work fine. Let's light up the portal, extend the storage down a little bit further, and remove a bit more around the edge of this portal here. In fact, I'm just going to completely remove the portal full stop, and everything's complete. All I need is a few shulkers. We're going to go and head through this just to make sure that it connects up properly, and look at that, it does. And I think it's going to be easiest and makes the most sense to just take the shulker from this farm. So the shulker will be able to teleport onto this block, and I just need to make a long bridge all the way to there. That is this bridge complete, and that is all of the rails down as well. Right here, I've set up the area where the shulker is going to go. Steal this minecart for the process. Okay, well, please come out. And now when I break this, in theory... Oh no, don't kill it. No, no. Okay, that could all go wrong. I think it's okay. Bit of a close shave, but let's just get rid of the lava before I do this. The shulker is teleported onto the piston, so we'll go ahead and break the pistons now. Right now it's searching. Okay, yeah, perfect. It has now found the block that needs to land on. I'm then going to be very brave and flick this lever. There you go. Look at the snow golem send a few stray snowballs. It's no use, mate. You're just too far away. And now the shulker is traveling at very high speeds down here. He's gonna drop into my chamber. He's on the block I need him to be. I'm gonna push the pistons in. I can break all of this scaffolding, and it's ready. The farm is completely ready. I'll just light up all of the portals and flick this lever, which will set the farm off. All right, there we go. We've got a shulker. Where is it? I think he's already gone through, you know. And would you look at that, guys? It's not properly working. This is going to get very messy very, very fast if I do not quickly get rid of this iron golem portal. Don't teleport me through. Just break, okay? We can make a new iron farm that's bigger and better. Now I've got 60 million shulkers to deal with, but that's nothing I can't handle. That's the last of them. And I'm very happy to see that they are now going through into here. Okay, maybe I shouldn't do that, but it's working. They're getting taken out by the wither roses. My backup shulkers are right there, and already the shulker shells are coming in. So whilst that is very, very good news, one duplicating shulker is... it's just not enough for me. So yes, you guessed it. I'm going to build another one of these so I can get twice as many shulker shells. Also, a wither rose with a turtle egg on top will deal with any stray pigmen that come through the portals. Before I begun building, I wanted a bit of snow to spawn more golems, and I got a little bit carried away. But all this snow will be very useful for a future date. And over the last 15 minutes or so, my farm has got me nearly 2 stacks of shulker shells. I'm pretty happy with the performance. Although I am now going to make it much, much bigger. I built another 2 layers of the farm, and to finish it off, I just need the 3rd shulker, which is going to go in this minecart. Let's go ahead and place a minecart right there, which has sent a shulker through the portal. Then I head over here and flick this lever, which sends him on down. Yes, it does. And to get him properly in, I just turn that on. Perfect. Let's go and break the pistons. And I'm going to light up all of the portals, and that is 3 shulker farms complete. If I flick this lever, the farm will begin. All the other ones seem to be working fine as well, so it is going at triple the speed as it was before. And just look at all of the shulker shells that I'm getting. All of this is definitely going to be enough to work for my EOL farm drops. I'd like to grab a bunch of magenta wool, and then I'm going to change the bottom layer of this shulker farm to no longer be made out of glass. I just think it'll fit in a lot better if it's a different colour. And whether magenta is going to be the correct one still remains to be seen. Well, I'm happy with how this first one looks, so I'm going to go and change all the other glass ones to magenta wool as well. It's all been smooth sailing changing this, but now I've got to do the one next to the shulker. I hope this doesn't go wrong. You know what, I'm going to just stand back a little bit. I go like that. Okay, are we good? Did he get angry? I think we're alright. Let's just move that. Oh no, how am I going to do... How am I going to do the one next to all those snow golems? You know what? No one's going to know if I just leave a window there. You know, wait, I can do it. No, I've got a plan. Here on the SB737 channel, we do not do half a job. And speaking of half a job, guys, I'm trying to hit 4 million... Okay, that was a little too zoomed in, but I'm trying to hit 4 million subscribers this year. So if you're enjoying the video, it would be amazing if you could subscribe. And I just realised that that's all I have to do, because, yeah, look at that. Piece of cake. And now back to changing these walls. And finally, I have done it. Was it worth it? Well, you know what? I think it looks a lot better now. Before having glass at the bottom, it just didn't make it look all together. I would like to add another layer, but it'll clash with that portal, so I think we're done with it. Now to also get rid of this big train track bridge, and that is mission accomplished. Even though this old shulker farm is kind of not going to be used anymore, it's going to stay here because, you know, it's a good memory. And I do have a blaze farm, but it's just based off one spawner. It's way, way, way too slow. I mean, just look at that. I'm getting like one mob every 10 seconds or so. It's no good. So I'm thinking instead I create something much, much more powerful. Some sort of fortress farm in the nether perimeter, but the important thing is I need it to not interfere with the gold farms rates. So I've actually designed my own farm that I can switch on and off. I'm very much looking forward to building it, but because it is my own design, there's always a chance that it could go very, very wrong. So first things first, fortress mechanics. As you can see, there is a fortress right here, and it does go into the perimeter. I just destroyed it when I blew it up. And fortresses are made up of bounding boxes, and in certain areas of that bounding box, you can place any block and a mob will spawn on it. And in other areas, you can place nether brick and a mob will spawn on it. So even though the fortress didn't originally come over here, the massive bounding box around the entire structure did. And if I build over in this direction, these blocks that I've placed can now spawn fortress mobs. And so this is where I shall build the farm. Although all these bricks right here aren't necessary at the moment. Look at that, a blaze did spawn. Okay, I'm so glad to see you. You have no idea. It means my plan is actually working. Sorry guys, but all three of you are going to have to go. And I'm instead going to start placing pistons along here. And on this next layer is where the portal's going to be. And it's going to be the maximum height it can be. Now the next task is to light it, spawn proof it with glass, and then I can continue with the redstone. These observers along here are going to detect if a mob spawns. That will then trigger the redstone from behind and extend the piston. As you can see, they will push them in when they spawn. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. For now, this portal doesn't need to be lit. It's just kind of annoying me. But I did say I wanted a way to turn this farm on and off so that if I want to use the gold farm, the fortress farm doesn't affect the rates. Doing that is going to be very, very simple. We're just going to use redstone lamps. You see, for mobs to spawn, they need light level 11 or less. And so when the lights are on, this farm can't spawn anything. Magma cubes can spawn in any light, but they need a 3-block high gap. So yeah, it's completely foolproof is my plan. And so all that leads me to do is just keep repeating this over and over again. And this farm is going to have multiple layers, so I can also layer it up like this and repeat everything above, whilst of course remembering to spawn proof the stuff below. Whilst fortress mobs can't spawn on these blocks, I think general mobs that can spawn this biome can, so I can't forget about anything. It is coming along nicely. I've linked the redstone up using glass like that, but I'm now out of redstone lamps. So because of that, I'm going to head back home, buy a load more redstone, and then I can craft plenty more. I'm also spending a bit of time mining up some glowstone, which is more interesting than just AFK and get a raid farm. Now with all that extra glowstone, I can make way more lamps. I don't know if it'll be enough lamps for the entire build, but it'll get me well on the way. Layer 2 is complete. Let's get on with the next one. I'm just going to test out all the redstone connected to the lights to see if it's working. Looks like the signal does kind of run out when it gets higher up. Added in some torches like this, which I think have extended it. And if I turn it back off, it's all working as intended. Just wiring the redstone up for the lights on this side. And that is everything now wired up. And now I can start building another of these towers. And I am now starting to run out of resources for this, such as observers, which I have now run out of. So you can see how it is looking so far, pretty good. And now I'm going to fly back home to get all of the other needed resources. And that will also include spending a bit of time AFK at the raid farm. I spent a bit of time getting loads and loads of resources, and this is absolutely everything that I'm going to need to finish the build. This farm is actually a much bigger project than I first expected. It requires a lot of resources, and the width of it is going to be all the way to the edge of this second chunk. It's just high enough so it doesn't interfere with the farm below. Because I'll be AFKing up above the bedrock, this farm won't be working while I'm up there, since it'll be too far out of range. Even though this portal is right on the edge of the chunk, it will still just about be in range. And so this will be the farm's full length, but I'm also going to recreate this, well, blazes are spawning, along in this direction as well, which means this pillar right here is going to have to go. I also maybe shouldn't have built so many spawn platforms. I'm going to get burned with blazes, aren't I? In fact, just to stop this mob spawning, I am going to place a bunch of lamps and light them up, and that should be enough. And rather than building all of that floor, I'm just going to work on building up these platforms more. Now I can continue getting rid of this pillar and continue building up the farm. It is pretty straightforward. The only bit that's a little bit annoying is building up the redstone on the side, but because I've already got it in the middle here, I don't actually need it on that bit. I can just place the lamps across the top and hook it up to the redstone that's already there. Unfortunately, on this side, I don't really have that luxury, but I can still do something like, well, not like that, but rather like this. And then I can continue building up. And that is yet another layer complete. Just one more right here to go. And that is all of the layers on this portal done. So now it's time to rinse, repeat, and just keep going. It's been an absolute grind, but I've still not finished it. As you can see, it is absolutely massive and it is not far off being done, but I've completely run out of glass. So So because of that, I'm going to fly all the way back home, grab some gunpowder, and also trade for more redstone whilst I'm in the area. Next, I'm going to head back to the nether, fly down this very long tunnel, and go through this portal that takes me to the desert. And now I can mine up a bit of sand, craft some TNT, place it all down, and blow up the area. But not this rabbit. Run, little rabbit, run! And now that I've got a shulker box worth of sand, I can set it all off smelting, buy even more redstone, and then I can go back to collecting even more sand. All of this is going to be enough, and I am just going to put it in storage for now, since there's already more than enough glass that has been smelted. So I've topped up on plenty of items, which means it's time to get back to work. And that is yet another column complete. Just one more to go. Once I activate this farm, it is going to run pretty fast. But if I want it to run even faster, I can build more portals on top of these ones and repeat everything and make it go even higher. This is roughly another 16 blocks until I'm out of the fortress's bounding box. I will, of course, be testing the farm out before I even think about expanding it. But it's just good to know these things for future reference. There we go. We are now on to the final layer. This has been a pretty massive project. But I'm very glad that this part of it is at least almost finished. I was so close to finishing, but I need like 6 more redstone lamps. My goodness, if only I was in a place where I could get glowstone. Oh wait, I'm in the nether. You can get glowstone anywhere. So let's get mining. I only got 6 pieces. It is the bare minimum of what I got. I couldn't be bothered to mine anymore. I'm just excited to finish this phase of the farm. It has taken hours and hours to build. I completely underestimated how long it would take to make it. I was going to try and do a slice portal design, but it was too complicated getting a nether brick underneath the slice portals instead of obsidian. I was like, oh, it'd just be faster to do this design instead. Yeah, I was I was very much mistaken. Not to worry though, I can just now light up all of these portals, and then I can begin the next phase of the farm. First involves getting rid of this portal, and then flying about 100 blocks in this direction. I'm at a pretty precise location, and right here I want to build up about 75 blocks. This right here is the very precise location that I will be building the portal, and there's going to be another portal directly on top of it. Let's line them both up, and also place glass behind this one, and build a little bit of a platform. Now, when mobs come through this portal, obviously they're going to kind of be just standing chilling, and once enough have come through, they're all going to start to push each other along, and that's the mechanic I'm going to use to get them up to that portal. I'm going to now bring it around like this, and now I need the stairs. Yes, to get upwards to this portal, the mobs are going to push each other up these stairs, and you've got to remember, once a mob has gone through a portal... Actually, have I done this right? I was really in full flow there, wasn't I? But I think it's going to be a good idea to extend this by 1, and then move... Yeah, just move the stairs like that. And as I was explaining earlier, before I started to doubt myself, once a mob has come through a portal, so once they've come through this portal, they can't go through another portal for 30 seconds, so that's why they're slowly being pushed along. It's going to take like 1 to 2 minutes. So by the time they eventually do get up to this portal, they'll be able to head back through. All of that should now be perfect. I'm just kind of conserving the glass that I can keep. Let's place a few more right here and head back through. Now I seem to be trapped in my own device, so mining out is my only option. And now I need to go above the bedrock to build the other portal. It's day 3, 4, 5, 6. We haven't had one of those since 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, let's just build the portal that the mobs are going to return through. And because we're all the way up here, the gold farm is now no longer working, which is how I will successfully split the 2 farms. And just to finish the chamber underneath that, I am going to head back home because I'm going to need some chests and hoppers. And you know what? Whilst I'm here, let's also go ahead and grab 4 slabs. And a few trapdoors will be useful as well. I'm just going to bring the lot. I think you only need 2, but you can never have too many, I always say. You know, getting rid of this big tower seemed like a good idea at the time, but now it makes it really hard for me to spot where the bedrock hole is. So putting some sort of tower back in is probably a good idea. I'd also like to spawn-proof the top of this. Land on this single piece of glass. Build this a little bit more. And then the chests can go like this, with hoppers into that. Slabs on top of the hoppers. Then if I block that up and put a couple of trapdoors, that will make me completely safe from any of the blaze and stuff like that. Then I'm also going to put another chest underneath and then hoppers into that, just as a little extra storage. And I think it's ready to test. I don't know what else could be done. So to make the farm work, I need to flick this lever, which is in a very, very awkward place. I will move it when it when it needs to be, but you know what? Do we just extend this platform a little bit? Hopefully that should make life a little bit easier. So if I do that, the farm should now be working. I can get up here easily because I can see the glass. So now whenever a mob spawns, the piston will push it straight into the portal. And in about 1 to 2 minutes, it should come through here. So as I'm waiting here and the mobs are going through the portals, I'll show you in replay mode what's happening on the other side. The mobs are spawning in this portal and eventually they all pop out. And as more and more mobs come through the portal, they're slowly going to push each other along. And eventually they will all go up the stairs and start going through the portal. And that's where I can take them out on the other side. And you can just see from the speed of it, look, like mobs are constantly coming through. Like, I'm never running out. It's probably a good XP farm if I just sped it up a little bit more as well. And I've only been sat here for about a minute taking out these mobs. I kind of want to see just how much stuff we have already got Look at that. Nearly over a stack of blaze rods. Obviously, I'm going to be getting gold swords and stuff like that. I will make a proper sorter to deal with all the items. But while we've been looking in those chests, loads and loads more mobs have spawned, which has led to me getting a second stack of blaze rods nearly already. So my plan is to just AFK here for, you know, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe a bit longer, and just get millions and millions of blaze rods. This may be one of the most favourite farms that I have ever made. Quite some time has passed, and as you can see, I am now completely overrun with items. I'm pretty sure that's because of, yeah, all these gold swords are kind of blocking things up a bit. But on the positive side, look at all the blaze rods I have got. I could make it so the pigmen don't come through here, but I feel like it's worth keeping them, since it is just literally extra free gold. I might work out some sort of design with it, but anyway. That is, yeah, that is what we have got. And when I want to go ahead and turn off this farm, I just fly onto this platform, flick this lever, and that will mean that every single redstone lamp will turn on, and now nothing can spawn there. I'm very, very happy with that design indeed.